All right, welcome back to another game of Precision Baseball. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of this game. We are going to start a new series between two new teams. We just finished up playing 6 games between the Dodgers and the Padres from 2023. The Dodgers swept all 6 games. Maybe not such a surprise, but the last game was pretty ugly, 20-4. We'll see. We'll see if these teams can put together a little better showing. This is the Cardinals and the Cubs, so very famous National League Central matchup and hatred for one another. The two cities don't like each other. The two teams don't like each other. So we'll see how this one turns out in the end. The Cubs, second place in the NL Central last year, and the Cardinals were third or fourth. I can't remember if they wound up last or not, but they did not have a great year. Had a tough start to the year, and I don't know if they finished well, but the Cubs definitely made a bigger push in the second half. Played okay in the first half, but made a real big push in the second half after getting Candelario and some others at the trade deadline. So they almost got into the playoffs, and we'll see. They're playing really well this year. The whole NL Central actually is playing well this year, so we'll see how that goes with them. Okay, this will be the first game that they played in the season. It was St. Louis at Chicago, so this is going to be played from the friendly confines on the north side at Clark and Addison. That, of course, is where home plate is. And so we're going to have Marcus Stroman going for the Cubs. He'll be facing off against Miles Mikolas. So let's go through the starting lineups. This will be Lars Nootbaar for the visiting Cardinals. Lars Nootbaar in right field leading off. Goldie, Paul Goldschmidt at first. Nolan Gorman gets the start at third base. Wilson Contreras is going to be DHing. Brendan Donovan is hitting fifth and playing in left. Paul DeYoung at short. Dylan Carlson, the 7th place hitter in center field. Tommy Edman at second, and getting the start at catcher is Andrew Kisner. For the hometown Cubs, it'll be Nico Horner at second base. Dansby Swanson, the newly acquired during this season shortstop, and Ian Happ is going to be hitting third and playing left. Cody Bellinger, Belly, is out in center field. He was the comeback player of the year. Had a great season, playing well this year. Seems to have found his swing after, 4 or 5 years in LA. It's kind of lost things. Seiya Suzuki is in right. Trey Mancini, this is early in the season. Trey Mancini still going strong for the Cubs. He's at the DH spot. Matt Mervis, the young first baseman, gets a shot at the 7 hole here. Patrick Wisdom, third baseman, hitting 8th. And Tucker Barnhart, the veteran catcher, veteran to the NL Central, played for the Reds for a long time. He'll be hitting 9th. And we got Stroman. Stroman can go 21 batters. That's for his stamina. He's a -2 against lefties, -4 against righties. Those are good numbers. Mikolas can go 25, so didn't have an amazing year, but not nearly as good as Stroman. Stroman's about 1 run less on his FIP than Miles Mikolas, but Mikolas, ever the trooper, out there for 25 batters at a pop, and really ate some innings for St. Louis and took a few of these on the chin. He's a -4 against lefties and a -3 against righties, though, so he's no slouch. All right, let me go ahead and write in the all the range and error and all that kind of stuff for everybody, and then we will get this one started. All right, so we got everyone written in now, and we have all of their range, error, arm, or double play, depending on whether they're infielders or outfielders, and then they're running, so both steals and running ability. All right, let's get this one started. Actually, a couple of quick things before we get started. So I went through and I revamped the ground ball charts. So we have our ground balls normally, like we have for everything. But then I added in the infield in chart. So I went ahead and did it a little bit differently. So you have your role, you have by position, and then what happens at each position. So I didn't do anything different based off of base out situations. We'll see how this works. It certainly condenses the chart so that I don't have to have a separate sheet, and we'll see if that's going to be enough. The idea is you're going to be trying to make the play either at first base or at home, or it's going to be a base hit somewhere. So I think it's going to work out fine. But that is a change. Also, errors were a little hot, so I went through and I reworked the error chart so that it's not quite as hot. 130 to 1,000 is going to be no error on the play, so that's going to be a little bit easier to remember the way I set up the chart. And so it's kind of a stair step there, you can see. But each of these is, I divided out all of the players within each of these error ratings. So more greater than 1, 1, 0, -1, and then less than 1. So I took all the players from 2023. I separated them out. I averaged all of their fielding percentages, and then this is what I came out with. So that should be a little bit more in keeping with actual player stuff. I found out while I was really crunching the numbers, and I was getting some pretty inflated error numbers for doing it every single time. It just was it was a little bit too much. So I was getting, you know, two, 3 errors a game for each team, and that's just that's not very realistic. I mean, teams today are making fewer errors than they ever have. So it needs to be cleaned up a little bit. So I did that, and hopefully that'll keep down some of the scoring as well. I know in a lot of the scoring lines that I do for the pitchers, there's, you know, almost every game there's 2 or 3 of the pitchers who have unearned runs, and so it probably just shouldn't be quite so much, is what I'm thinking. And maybe some of those errors that happen with 2 outs, it'll be a play made. It'll keep the scoring down just a little bit. The scoring feels a little inflated at times as well. Even though the Dodgers are great, they're not 20 runs, 11 runs, 8 runs, 3 consecutive nights. They're not typically that great. Could just been high rolls or whatever. We'll find out when we play these 2 teams. These 2 teams are a little lesser in terms of caliber than the Dodgers are. So let's see what happens here, and I'll get a better sense of things. But I did make those changes, and then I made quite a few changes to the guidebook as well. So the guidebook is probably 60 or 70% done, and just need to put in some different, like, optional kind of things or features. Pitcher stamina. So explaining the stamina is a big section in there, and that's going to be kind of what's next in the guidebook. So once I get through the pitcher stamina, it'll probably be 80% done, 90% done, and then just filling out a few of the smaller little things. It's a really difficult game to do a game guide for because there's so many moving parts. Like, how do you how do you make it a good reference book, but also how do you kind of get people through the gameplay, because ground balls, fly balls, and line drives are all the same up to a point, and then they kind of diverge off and they do some different things after that. So we'll see how it happens. All right, let's get this one started. This is St. Louis at Chicago, played May 8th, 2023. The ivy is just coming in. It's about halfway, 2/3 of the way. So a little bit of green sprinkled out on the outfield wall. It's a beautiful day, 68 degrees. Light wind coming off the north side, which is the left field wall. So wind blowing a little bit left to right. Nice day at Wrigley Field, and everyone is enjoying themselves. So it'll be Lars Nootbaar facing off against Marcus Stroman. Nootbaar is a +3 to right-handed pitching. Stroman's a -2. So this is going to be a 118. That's a ground ball as Stroman induces the grounder. It goes to second base. as Newtbar rolls over it a little bit, and that will be a clean play at second base as Nico Horner gets it over to the rookie Matt Mervis, and that's going to be out number 1. We're off and running, as my stepdad says, like a herd of turtles. Paul Goldschmidt to the plate, right-handed bat. Hit .259 against right-handers, .697 OPS against righties. So he is going to be a 1-8. It is an 8. And so this is going to come off of Goldschmidt's card. .779 against a righty is going to be a base hit. And that will be a line drive into left center field. It's picked up by the center fielder. The center fielder is Cody Bellinger. Goldschmidt runs at a 3. Bellinger is a -4, so that's going to be, we're going to do a little attempt here. We're going to have to do it off of Bellinger's, excuse me, off of Bellinger's card. So he's a +1 on his arm. And the way that we do kind of a challenging or taking an extra base, we look at Bellinger's range. His range is a -5 and a 1 is his arm, so that's a -4. And Goldschmidt runs at a +3, so Goldschmidt has the advantage. And so when the runner has the advantage, we use the outfield arm chart. When the outfielder has the advantage, we use the base running chart on the other side. There's a lot more safes over here, so whoever has the advantage should have more safe chances. So on a +1, 211 to 360 is going to be gunned down at second base, but Goldschmidt makes a turn. He's headed to second, and he slides in safely with a 661. So he makes it to second with a hustle double as he busted it out of the box. So we give him a 2-bagger there. He's going to be at second base with 1 out. And that's going to bring up Nolan Gorman, big lefty. He's playing third base in this game. This comes off of Stroman's card. 875 is going to be a walk. So we have to look at the left-hand side here. So 875 is going to be a walk. And that's going to fill in first base. Stroman looking for a big ground ball. Get him out of this one. It's Wilson Contreras, the catcher. Former Cub. Now of the St. Louis Cardinals. This will be a 450. 450 against a righty is going to be a line drive. That line drive goes to left field. 888. Let's see, do I have something for error checks? I don't have anything for error checks yet. So that is going to be a good catch in left field. Anytime I see a 3 of a kind, I always, like, my ears perk up. So that's going to be an out. L7. I don't think there's going to be any runner advancement. Let's go ahead and check it out. So runners at first and second, a 402 to left is here, and that's a no-go. So 2 down now as Contreras gets a line drive to left field, but that's caught by the left fielder Happ. Last hope in the first is Brendan Donovan. Donovan against Stroman is going to be even up, and this is an 814. 814 is going to be a 2-out base hit. That is a ground ball through the left side. And is there an error on the play? No error. I really got to get something if there's a 3 of a kind on that error. So that's going to be a base hit to the left. going second to home, Goldschmidt, that's going to be a yes. So he's going to score on the play. First to third, Nolan Gorman is a -2 running. And that's a no on a base hit to left field. So that's an RBI single for Brendan Donovan. That'll give the Cardinals a 1-0 lead in the top of the first. Brings up Paul DeYoung. DeYoung playing shortstop in this one. This goes off of the pitcher card, a 976. It's going to be another hit. 376 is a single. Stroman having a real problem getting out of this first inning. This is a blooper down the right field line. No error on the play. So everybody's going to get at least one. Gorman runs at a 1. Going second to home, he's going to be a yes. And going first to third for Donovan. Blooper down the right field line. He's going to be a yes as well. So RBI single for Paul DeYoung as he bloops one, hits it off the end of the bat. It falls fair down the right field line, and just like that, 2-0 St. Louis. Dylan Carlson. Carlson, a switch hitter, hitting left-handed. He will be a 1-7 for control. This is an 8, so that's off of Stroman's card. 683 against a lefty is a strikeout. So first strikeout of the day for Marcus Stroman. That'll end the inning. No need to move him there because of the strikeout. And we head to the bottom of the first inning. The Cardinals on top, 2-0 over Chicago before Chicago even gets to take a hack. So we go to the bottom of the first. It'll be Horner, Swanson, and Happ for the Cubs. They're facing off against Miles Mikolas. So for Horner, even Steven with Miles Mikolas here. A 2 is going to be off Horner's card. 373 is a fly ball. That goes to left field. And that'll be a good catch by the left fielder. So it's going to be Donovan squeezing it for the out. It's a fly ball. One down in the inning. Dansby Swanson stands in. Hit 244 against righties, 245 against lefties. Consistent, if nothing. But had a terrific year at shortstop. 17 was his range, +3 for his error. I mean, he's phenomenal. Mikolas to Swanson. This is going to be 1-8 control for Swanson, so he gets control of this at bat. 747 against a righty is going to be a walk. So Swanson at first. He runs at a 3, but his stealing is only a 0. Kisner, not a good arm. He's a -2 or -3. And the battery is a -2 overall. So that means Swanson would be a 2. Let's go ahead and try to steal second base. See if the Cubs can be aggressive here. So the way we figure that out, just very quickly, Kisner is a -3 with his arm. Mikolas is a hold of +1, which is good. -3 is not good. So that becomes, we add those together, -3 + 1 is -2. And then we look at Swanson's steal rating of 0. And then we say 0 minus a minus 2, which is equals 0 plus 2, right? If you remember math. And so that's going to be 0 plus 2. And so that'll be a steal rating of 2. So he actually moves from this column to this column, which you can see there's a little bit better chance, maybe a 7% chance better. So then we roll our 3d10s, and we're in the 1 to 3 column. Swanson takes off for second. 222, okay, we got a 3 of a kind here. So we got to check that out too. 222 is going to be in the green. He's safe. When we have a 3 of a kind, we need to check for a throwing error on the catcher. So have never come across this before in the games that we're playing. Anytime you see a 3 of a kind, you should stop and you should say, is there anything special to do with the 3 of a kind on this roll? There's special things to do here. There's special things to do here. Special things to do on a stolen base or on a base running play. We're checking for an error and double plays as well. We're checking for a throwing error on the catcher. So the way we do that is we get our error chart here. Hopefully, yeah, you can see that. And we have our catcher. Our catcher is Kisner. Kisner, his catching rating is a +3, so he's actually a better than average catcher. So he's a +3, and that's what we use instead of having an error rating. So there's an error rating on everybody's card. The catcher has a catcher rating, and that's sort of his catch-all defensive number. So he's a +3, so he's actually going to be in this column here. So he's only a 1 to 13, 13 out of 1,000 for an error. So let's see. It's a 451, so there is no throwing error. Dansby Swanson is in safe at second base. And we have a steal. And a runner in scoring position for Ian Happ. The Happer, 258 average against right-handers. He's hitting left-handed as a switch hitter. Nicholas is a -4 against lefties, so it's a little bit of a strength against strength type of situation. A 1 to 9 goes to Happ, so this is going to come off his card. 829 against a righty is going to be a base hit. So that's going to be a blooper down the left field line. So we'll call that a base hit. The left fielder, possible error. Happ's error rating is 0. For a 0, what is that? A 22 to 32. This is a 57, so. All right, no error on the play. We have a runner at second base, Swanson. He runs at a 3. Blooper down the left field line. He is going to score. I have a little chart over here that helps you with singles and where those locations are and whether people score automatically or whether it's your choice or whether they can't go. That's on the hit advancement and direction chart. So you find out the direction, where did the hit go for the different types of hits. And then down here for runner advancement on singles to the outfield, then you have those charts, and they're based off of the running value, which is for me the second value. It's on the cards here. It says run. The purple, by the way, is all of your base running. Green is all of your fielding. So they're color coordinated to help you see pretty quickly. Also red for right-handed, black for left-handed against left-handers. And that follows all the way through these hits as well that are off the pitcher card. All right, so we have a bloop single to left. Ian Happ with an RBI. And the Cubs have cut the lead in half. It's now 2-1. St. Louis over Chicago. There's only one out. We have a runner at first base. Mikolas facing Bellinger. This will come off of Bellinger's card. 625 against a righty is a strikeout. So Bellinger goes down swinging. And that'll be out number 2. On the stamina, we don't move. Well, you can do one for the batter and then one right back for the strikeout. So we go to Seiya Suzuki. Suzuki, 1 on with 2 out. Cubs 1 in already. A 957 could be real trouble. He's a 955 to 1,000 against a right-hander for a home run. So we're going to have to roll for this one. Let's see where that home run goes as Seiya Suzuki lifts one. It is down the right field line as Seiya Suzuki pokes one the other way, and that's going to go into the basket for a 2-run home run. Seiya Suzuki gets the crowd at Wrigley going early. And just like that, the Cubs drop 3 on St. Louis in the first inning. 3-2 is our score on the Seiya Suzuki home run. Trey Mancini. This is a 349. 349 will be a fly ball. And that goes out to shortstop. Waiting for it is Paul DeYoung. He'll make the play for out number 3. So P6. But the Cubs put up their own crooked number in the first inning. It's 3-2 Chicago. And they are rocking it in between the innings now. As Tommy Edman steps in, it'll be Edman, Kisner, and then back to the top with Nootbaar. Marcus Stroman on the mound. He is looking for a clean inning here. Tommy Edman is a switch hitter, so he's hitting left-handed against the righty Marcus Stroman. That's going to make it a 1-9 for control for Edman. So this comes off of the pitcher card. 770, almost at a 3 of a kind. That if we get a 3 of a kind on that roll, that kicks us into our special highlight plays, which I'm excited. I hope I'll get 1 or 2 of those. 770 for Marcus Stroman is going to be a walk, so not so special. Second walk of the day for Marcus Stroman. He actually has a higher walk percentage against lefties than against righties. So. Good speed for Tommy Edman. Let's check out Barnhart throws at a -1. Stroman holds at a -2, so that's a -3 for the battery. You got to steal on that, because that turns his 3 stealing into a 6. So that puts him in the top most category here for stealing. So we're just going to send him. 831 is here, and you can see he's in the green. He steals that one easily. And Tommy Edman is in with a steal. You can see down here, I also put their stolen base attempts down. It's the last number here on each batter. So you can see how many stolen base attempts that they had sort of overall. So he attempted 31 steals, and 22 of those are against right-handers. So it gives you a little bit of an idea, like when someone's on the mound, should they be stealing a little bit more or less? You know, Andrew Kisner, only 2 stolen base attempts. So he's probably not going to be stealing very much. So it gives you a little bit of an idea, a little insight into those players. So Andrew Kisner stands in. He is the catcher. He's right-handed, and there's already a man at second base. Kisner against a righty is a 0, so 1-6 for control. this comes off of Stroman's card. 657 against a righty will be a strikeout. Strikeout number 2 for Marcus Stroman. And that will be out number 1. Lars Newbar to the plate now. He grounded out to second in his first at bat. Stroman trying to get out of this one. 1 out with a runner at second base. Newbar, a lefty, will be a 1-11 for control. So this comes off the pitcher. 116 is a ground ball. That grounder goes to third base. 667 is a good catch. We got our third base chart here with a man at second base. So we're looking here. A 346 is a 5-3 put out. The backward, I guess it's the less than sign. The less than sign, the arrow pointing that way, means that the runner does not advance. So Stroman induces a grounder to third base. So with the play in front of him, the third baseman is not going to advance. So we're going to look him back, throw across the diamond, and that's going to be out number 2. Goldschmidt comes up. He is 1 for 1 with a double. He had a run scored as well. Dangerous hitter for the Cardinals. And he is going to have hit into a ground ball. And that grounder goes to third base again. 162 is going to be a good catch. And let's see. There is an all safe on here, so we have to just kind of see how the play plays itself out. And a 064 is here. That's a 5-3 put out. And Patrick Wisdom with a good throw to first. And that will be the end of the inning for the Cardinals as they get a leadoff walk and a steal from Tommy Edman. Runner at second base with nobody out, and they cannot bring him around. Frustrating time for them as they are still down 3-2 heading into the bottom of the second inning. Matt Mervis, the rookie first baseman, up. They have high hopes for Mervis. He's a lefty. He's just a 1-5 to get control, which he does. 471 though is going to be a line drive against a righty. 431, that liner goes to center field, and the center fielder is Dylan Carlson. He'll put that one away for out number 1. Patrick Wisdom to the plate for his first at-bat. He's just a 1-6 for control, so this is a ground ball off of Mikolas's card. 211. A grounder to second base as Wisdom pokes it the other way. A 132 is going to be a good play at second. And that's out number 2. Tucker Barnhart, all that's standing in the way of a 1-2-3 inning for Mikolas. Barnhart, a lefty batter. He's just a 1-5 for control, so this comes off of Mikolas's card. 786 against a lefty is going to be a hit. 677. That'll be a base knock. And that's actually an infield single. A little chopper down the third base line that nobody's going to get to. And Tucker Barnhart is in for the infield single. Runner at first base for Nico Horner. Oh, that's a 9. Let's see. Warner is even up with Mikolas, so this is off his card. 866. Could be good things here. That's going to be a base hit as well for Nico. And that's a line drive to left center field, picked up by the left fielder. Barnhart is a -1, so first to third in left center field is my choice. I'm going to go ahead and it's Brendan Donovan. He's a -4. Tucker Barnhart runs at a -1. So we're going to go ahead and run on that. Try to go first to third. You never know when a wild pitch is going to come up, I guess. So outfield arm is a -1 for Brendan Donovan. So over here in this very last column, it's a 919, which is here, and that's in the red. So Tucker Barnhart is going to make it to third. He goes first to third on that single. Nico Horner stays at first base. Brings up Dansby Swanson with 2 down and 2 on. Runners on the corners. Mikolas trying to get out of this one. He is a 1-8 for control. So this is going to come off of Dansby's card. A 949 is going to be a 2-bagger for Dansby Swanson. As the Cubs strike again, this is a ground rule double. So everybody moves up 2 prescribed spots. That's going to drive in this run. As Barnhart comes in. Dansby now 1 for 1 with a double and an RBI. It's now 4-2 Chicago. And they still have runners, 2 runners in scoring position for Ian Happ. Happ with an RBI single in his first at bat. He is a 1-9 for controls. This is 624 off of Mikolas's card. 624 is going to be a strikeout. As he gets Happ swinging to end the inning, but the Cubs do put 1 more on the board. They now lead 4-2. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're having a good spring so far. Really wet here in Chicago. It's good for the grass. Nolan Gorman up. Gorman walked and scored in his first at-bat. This time he's going to 625 against a righty. That is a strikeout. Stroman starting to get things rolling here. That's his 3rd strikeout of the day. That's out number 1. And that'll bring up Wilson Contreras. Contreras DHing today. He lined out to left field in his first at-bat. Hit the ball hard, but nothing to show for it. He will strike out here. As Stroman gets him with the breaking pitch. Got him down 2 strikes. Contreras couldn't hold up. And that is going to be out number 3. Brendan Donovan, lefty batter. He singled and knocked in a run in his first at-bat. He is a lefty, so he's even up with Stroman. A 12 goes to Stroman's card. 748 against a lefty is a strikeout. Wow. So Stroman strikes out the side. 1, 2, 3. Go the Cardinals in the 3rd. So not only do we stay there, but we give them an extra one for the 1, 2, 3 inning. So Marcus Stroman feeling really good out there on the mound. And that will bring up the bottom, middle of the order. Sorry, Bellinger, Suzuki, and Mancini for the Cubs. Facing off against Miles Mikolas, the St. Louis starter. Belly struck out in his first at-bat. He is a 1-8 for control, so won't get control here. 390 off of Mikolas's card is a fly ball, so it gets wood on it. 622 That's a fly ball out to center field, no problem. For the center fielder, Carlson, as he squeezes it for out number 1. Bellinger now 0 for 2 on the day. Seiya Suzuki to the plate. Suzuki will have control of this at bat. 228, almost had the 3 of a kind. 228 for Suzuki against a righty is going to be a fly ball. That is a pop up to second base. 399, no problem for the second baseman. As Tommy Edman, the P4. Edman makes the out on the outfield grass and calls everybody off. That is 2 down. Trey Mancini to the plate. Batted just 230 last year. He did get 260 plate appearances or so. Against righties, he had 241, 566 OPS, 28% K percentage. That's not so good. He is facing Nicholas for the second time. He popped up to short his first at bat. Right-handed pitching, he's a -1. So he's just a 1-6 for control. So this will come off the pitcher card. 728 is going to be a walk as Mancini works the walk out of Nicholas. And the Cubs have a runner at first base with 2 outs. And the rookie Matt Mervis to the plate. Lefty batter. 785 against a lefty is going to be a hit. And that is a base knock. 2-out hit for Mervis. And let's see. That's a little blooper in the left center field that's picked up by the left fielder. So -1 going first to third. That is on me. He's a -1, but the left fielder is a -4. So that's really... I'm going to try to go first to third again. See if we can get that runner 90 feet away. It's here in this last column. See if he makes it in. 431. He's going to be safe. A little blooper to left center. Trey Mancini makes it to third base. And that's going to be runners at the corners with 2 outs. Nicholas looking for the pitch. It's going to get him out of the third. He's facing off against Patrick Wisdom. Wisdom with the ground out in his first at bat. This will be off of the pitcher card. A 0-50 is a ground ball. Almost a 3 of a kind here. If we have a 3 of a kind on the player finder roll, then we do a range check. So 998 on a... I said it was a grounder, right? 998 on a grounder is going to be right back to the pitcher. And no problem for the pitcher as he makes the catch. And we have runners at first and third. And let's see what happens here. So we're in this column. There are 2 outs. A 200 is going to be a 1-3 put out. As Nicholas gets it over to the first baseman, Goldschmidt. That's going to be 3 down in the inning. So the Cubs get 2 in scoring position, but they can't bring them home. Nice job by Nicholas of weaseling out of that one. And we go to the top of the 4th inning. Still 4-2 Cubs over the Cardinals. Marcus Stroman still in there, starting to pick up steam, pitching well. 435 against DeYoung. Is going to be another strikeout. So that's 4 strikeouts in a row for Marcus Stroman. He's not exactly the strikeout king of the world. Just 23% against right-handers and only 19% against lefties. But he's really pitching well. In this one, he's feeling it. He's been pitching well for the Yankees as well. We'll see. He sort of hits the wall, seems like, at the All-Star break. Brings up Dylan Carlson. Carlson batting left-handed. This will be a 454 off of the pitcher's card. That's a fly ball. That goes to right field. 137 is a good catch from the right fielder. As, who was that? Suzuki squeezes it. Puts it away. Tommy Edman to the plate. Edman with a walk and a stolen base in his first at-bat. He's batting left-handed against Stroman as well. He's a 1-9 for control, so this comes off his card. 655 against a righty is yet another strikeout, and Marcus Stroman bookends this inning with a couple of strikeouts. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Marcus Stroman as he puts up another 0. Again, we stay here, and then a +1 for the 1-2-3 inning. And Marcus Stroman is really feeling it in this one as the hometown crowd has helped him after this tough first inning. Miles Mikolas still in the game. He'll come out for the bottom of the 4th. Tucker Barnhart is the first batter. He's a 1-5 for control, which he gets it, but this is going to be a ground ball. Ground ball to shortstop. No issue there with the play at short. That'll be Paul DeYoung winging it across the diamond. And that's out number 1 in the Cubs half of the 4th. Nico Horner to the plate. This will come off Mikolas's card. 142 is going to be a good result. That's a grounder. 494. Also to the shortstop. 120. Got a possibility here. The shortstop is DeYoung. He's a 0 error. And so that is not going to be an error. DeYoung with the good throw to first has made 2 outs in this inning. Brings up Dansby Swanson. Swanson with a double and a walk. He's got an RBI and a run scored. He's done a little bit of everything in this game. He'll be a 1-8 for control, so this is off the pitcher card. 189 is a ground ball to third base. Third baseman is Gorman, and he's going to make the catch and the throw. And a 1-2-3 inning for Miles Mikolas as he shuts down the Cubs offense in the 4th. Good game here. It's 4-2 Cubs over the Cardinals. Marcus Stroman going out for his 5th inning. Andrew Kisner, Lars Nootbaar, and Goldschmidt for the Cardinals in the 5th. 17, this is off Stroman's card. 338 will be a fly ball. That fly ball is a pop up to third. No issues there at third base. Patrick Wisdom is there to squeeze it for out number 1. Brings up Lars Nootbaar. He's left-handed hitting outfielder. He's playing right field in this one. He's over 2 with a couple of ground outs. And he will be a +1. So he actually gets control here. 364. Won't really matter. That's going to be a fly ball to center field. Bellinger out in center field has the catch. That's a can of corn. And that is out number 2. Brings up Paul Goldschmidt. This is going to be a ground ball. That's hit to the second baseman. 300 is going to be a good play. As Nico Horner makes the easy play over to first. Another 1-2-3 inning for Stroman, and we're going to leave his stamina there for that 1-2-3 inning. And through 5.5, 4.5, we have a 4-2 score, Chicago over St. Louis. Heart of the order for the Cubs, Happ, Bellinger, and Suzuki against Miles Mikolas. Maybe Mikolas' last inning, we'll see. Excuse me. Happ batting left-handed. He is a 1-9 for controls. This comes off his card. 240 against a righty is going to be a fly ball. 238 is a fly ball to left field, and that will be a good catch in left. That's Brendan Donovan making the snag out there in left field, and that's out number 1 in the 5th. Cody Bellinger. This comes off Mikolas' card, and 803 against a lefty is going to be a hit off of the pitcher card. A 756 could be good things from a right-hander. That will be a double. So Cody Bellinger with a ground rule double, and he's going to wind up at second base. Bellinger now 1 for 3 in the game. That brings up Seiya Suzuki. Suzuki poked one into the right field basket in his first at-bat for a 2-run home run. And so far, that's the difference in the game. It's 4-2 Cubs. They have a runner at second base with 1 out. And Mikolas to Suzuki will be... This is off Suzuki's card. So 772 is a base hit. That is a blooper into left center field. It's picked up by the center fielder. Center fielder is Dylan Carlson. That's a better person to pick it up than not. So this is going to be a blooper into center, left center field. Bellinger is a 1 into left center field. He will score. And that's going to make the score 5-2. As Suzuki plates another one. He runs at a -2. I don't think I'm going to try to do anything there. Trey Mancini to the plate. 1 out, 1 on. 1 already in for the Cubs. It's now 5-2, and Mikolas trying to limit the damage. Against Mancini, a 122 is going to be a ground ball. Could this be the ground ball they're looking for? 971, that's a grounder to third. It is picked up by the third baseman, Wisdom. I'm sorry, the third baseman is Nolan Gorman. And let's see, it could be a chance at a double play here. Runner at first, hit to third base, so we're here. It's a 934. 934 is going to be a 5-3 put out. And the runner advances. So no double play opportunity as that one's hit softly to third. Runner is going to advance on the fielder's choice. And we'll go 5-3 on the put out. Matt Mervis to the plate. This is a 426 against a lefty. That is a line drive. And line drive to right field. No problem, as the right fielder is Ian. I'm sorry, it's who's the right fielder? Nootbaar. He's going to catch that line drive for out number 3. No need to check runner advancement on a third out. But the Cubs do put 1 more on the board. They have 5, and the Cardinals only have 2, so they have a 3-run lead. We head to the top of the 6th inning. Marcus Stroman still going strong for the Cubs. We're going to keep an eye on him here. Third time through the order, it's going to be Gorman, Contreras, and Donovan for the Cardinals. This comes off of Gorman's card, 753 against a righty. is going to be a walk. So we're going to keep a close eye on Stroman here. Wilson Contreras stands in. Brother of William. William, the brother of Wilson. However you want to look at it. This will be a 1-7 for control for Contreras, so this will be off the pitcher. 951 against a righty is going to be a hit for Contreras. 393 is a base hit. Let's see where that one goes. That is a blooper down the left field line. No error on the plate. So we got a blooper down the left field line. We have a guy who runs at a +1. That is a no-go. So he's going to go to second on the single. And all of a sudden, the Cardinals have something going here. 2 on and nobody out. Brendan Donovan to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI single back in the first inning. He will be a 1-8, so this is off his card. 809 against a righty is going to be a base hit. So 3 straight hits for the Cardinals. This is a bouncer up the middle. That'll go to the center fielder. And no error on the play. So we get a bouncer up the middle. Second to home. On up the middle, that's going to be my choice. Center fielder is Bellinger. He's a -4. Gorman is a +1, so that's going to be on Cody Bellinger to throw him out. We're going to send him around third as Gorman is coming home. +1 is the column we're looking at here. So 211 to 360, he'll be out at the plate, and he is safe. So Gorman scores on the single. We need to see about Contreras. He's a -2. And that is my choice as well. I don't have anything for trailing runners. That's something I need to remember to do. I think a -2 is going to be a little bit too slow to be going up on the throw home. But I think for speedier runners on a plate to the plate, you'll be able to move up. Paul DeJong to the plate now. It's now 5-3 as St. Louis plates one. They still have 2 on with nobody out. Paul DeJong is 1 for 2. He also has an RBI single. This comes off Stroman's card. A 151 is going to be a ground ball. And that will go to the second baseman, Horner. Horner makes the play. And we got runners at first and second base. 0-22. Oh my gosh. And they're all safe. He makes the play, but he's going to have to just put it in his back pocket, and we're going to have bases loaded on that infield single. Oh, it's a tough one. Who do we have coming up? We have Dylan Carlson. Carlson is a switch hitter. He'll be hitting left-handed. I'm going to leave Stroman in there. I have confidence in you, Stro. Play the infield back right now, just so we don't get an extra single. Dylan Carlson will be a 1-7 for control. This be a good time for a strikeout. A 0-14 though is going to be a ground ball that goes to third base. It's picked up by the third baseman, Wisdom. Still an opportunity to get out of this. Actually, there's not. There's nobody out, right? Nobody out, bases loaded. Hit to third base in this last column. A 344. That is a 5-4-3 double play. The run scores, and the runner at second will advance. So maybe about the best they could hope for there. So go 5-4-3. He gets an RBI. He is out. On the fielder's choice, he'll advance and he'll score. All right, so Contreras comes home. That's a double play. We'll keep him there. Contreras comes home on the fielder's choice. Brendan Donovan moves to third, and then the batter and runner at first base are wiped out on the double play. So we have a runner at third with 2 outs, and Tommy Edman coming to the plate. We'll stand there. Right. Stroman with a chance to get through this. He still has the lead, 5-4, as the Cardinals have plated 2 here in the top of the 6th. Tommy Edman against a righty is a +1. So that means he gets control of the at-bat. 385, though, is going to be a fly ball as he lifts one to the shortstop. 083, the shortstop is really good. And that's going to be no error on the play for Dansby as he puts it away for out number 3. No need to check base runner advancement on the third out of a pop-up. Well, really a pop-up at all. So 2 runs come in for the Cardinals, and Stroman exits the 6th with the lead, but the lead is a lot smaller than it was when he went into the 6th. 5-4 is our score. And we're headed to the bottom of the 6th. Let's go and get a new pitcher for the Cardinals. All right, new pitcher for the Cardinals is going to be Zach Thompson. Thompson, a lefty reliever, can go 11 batters, -2 against right-handers, -1 against lefties. Did pretty well. Actually, FIP about 375, and a little better against lefties than righties in terms of his numbers. He's replacing Miles Mikolas, who got the start. 5 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Has kept them in the game, but had sort of a rough first inning. But since then has settled in pretty nicely. Danced around a couple of issues there in the second inning as well. But's picked it up later. All right, so the Cubs are going to send up the bottom of the order. It's Patrick Wisdom, Tucker Barnhart, and then back to the top with Nico Horner. So against a lefty, Patrick Wisdom is a -1. But he's still going to get control of this at bat. 358 is going to be a line drive. That liner goes to right field, and the right fielder is there to make the play. That's going to be Lars Nootbaar. Who catches it for out number 1. Next up is Tucker Barnhart. Barnhart has nothing against lefties, so we can either pinch hit for him because he had no plate appearances against left-handers. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so we will insert Yan Gomes, right-handed catcher for the Cubs. He will be facing off against Zach Thompson. He's a +1 against lefties. He does have at-bats against left-handers, and we will insert him in at catcher as well. So it's Zach Thompson. He will have control of the at-bat. 195 is going to be a fly ball. Fly ball goes lifted out to center field. No problem for the center fielder, as Dylan Carlson's there to make the catch. That's a can of corn in center. Yeah, and that's 2 quick outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Cubs lead this one 5-4 at the friendly confines of Chicago. Beautiful day. Sun is out, 68. Lovely spring day. It's not raining or snowing, so that's a good thing. Zach Thompson will face Nico Horner 143. Against lefties, he's pretty good. He's a 1-11 for control, but here he's going to ground out. 940 is a grounder to third base. 915 is a good catch and throw. And a 1-2-3 inning for Zach Thompson as he shuts down the Cubs in the 6th. We head to the top of the 7th inning. We're gonna dance around a little bit with Marcus Stroman. See how he does here. He's got a 1-run lead. Maybe this will be the only batter he faces. I'm not sure. He is a 1-6 for control. This is a 705 against a right-handed batter. 705 is going to be a strikeout. As he strikes out Andrew Kisner, the catcher, for the 2nd time. We're going to leave that there because he struck him out. 4th time through the order. He's handled Newbar. Let's see. Really rolling the dice here, so to speak. This is a 1-9 control for Newbar. 320 against a righty is going to be a fly ball that's lifted out to center field. Bellinger in center field, no problem, as he will make the catch. That's a couple of flyouts to center field for Newbar. He's 0 for 4. He's the 2nd out, not the 3rd. And taking a chance here. Stroman strong against right-handed batters. 808 though. Against a righty is going to be a hit off of his card. We're praying this is not a home run. It's not. It's a 537. 537 is going to be a base hit, and I think that scares the Cubs faithful sufficiently. So we're not going to chance it anymore. That's a blooper down the left field line. No error on the play. So a blooper down the left field line, it is Ian Happ in left field. He's a 0 between his range and his arm. Goldschmidt runs at a 3. But that arm is a 3, so it's here. Goldie's going to try to get in scoring position. It's going to require a really good throw from the outfield. So 361 to 540, that's the chance. Strength on strength, fast player. Going to second. 899, that is going to be in for a hustle double. As Goldschmidt dumps one down the left field line, and he is going to get into second base. And that will be the end of the day for Marcus Stroman. This guy can go here. That'll be the end of the day for Marcus Stroman. Let me go ahead and get a new pitcher in for the Cubs. The new pitcher for the Cubbies is going to be Julian Merriweather, right-handed pitcher. Strong pitcher last year, especially against right-handed bats. He can go 4 batters for his stamina. This is 6 2/3 innings for, it's a terrible little point. Marcus Stroman, 6 2/3, 7 hits. He's given up 4 runs so far. We'll see. He's on the hook for this runner at second base. 3 walks, 8 Ks. Pretty good start for Marcus Stroman. He got danced through a little bit of trouble here in the 6th. All right, Merriweather is trying to hold the lead here. It's 5-4 Cubs. Top of the 7th inning. Cubs need to cover the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Merriweather, a good option for late in the game. He's -3 against everybody, and he's going to need it. Facing Nolan Gorman. Gorman 0 for 1, but he does have 2 walks and 2 runs scored. This is going to come off of Merriweather's card. A 328 against a lefty is a fly ball. This one is going to be popped up to first, and the first baseman, Mervis, is going to catch the pop-up, and just like that, Merriweather comes in and induces the third out of the inning on a pop-up. No run score for the Cardinals. And that's going to take us to the bottom of the 7th inning. Zach Thompson still in for the Cardinals. We're going to give him a multi-inning appearance here. He can go 11 batters, and he's only dropped down 2 in his performance so far. He'll be facing off against Swanson, Happ, and Bellinger, so middle of the order for the Cubs. This is a Swanson against lefties is a 0. So this comes off of Zach Thompson's card. 686 against a righty is a strikeout. First strikeout of the day for Dansby Swanson. Swanson now 1 for 3. He had an RBI double in the 2nd inning. Happer comes to the plate. Ian Happ, RBI single on the 1st. He is a switch hitter, so he's hitting right-handed this time. Makes him a 1-8. So this comes off the pitcher's card. 239 is going to be a ground ball. That's a grounder hit to third, and no problem at third base, as Nolan Gorman makes a good throw to first. 2 down in the inning, and that will bring up Cody Bellinger. Bellinger, the lefty-lefty matchup. Again, coming off the pitcher card, a 561 is going to be a strikeout. So bookend strikeouts in the 7th inning. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Thompson. And not only does he stay the same, but he goes up 1, and that's going to be a 0 up here. So we go to the top of the 8th inning. Cubs lead 5-4. Good tight one here at Wrigley Field. Game 1 of this 3-game set with the Cardinals visiting the Cubs. Let's go ahead and keep Merriweather in there. Let's see how he does against Contreras, Donovan, and DeYoung. Contreras against a righty is a +1, so this is off the pitcher card. 068 will be a ground ball. That's grounded to third base. And 115, let's see, it's a possibility of an error. 115, the third baseman is Wisdom. He's a -5. And 84 to 129 is going to be an error. So that's going to be an E5 on Patrick Wisdom. As the door creaks open for the Cardinals, they're down by 1. They have a runner on with nobody out in the 8th. Brendan Donovan to the plate. Donovan, a lefty hitter. He is going to be a -1, so a 1-9 for control. A 792, that's going to come off the pitcher card. 792 against a lefty is a walk. So 2 on. And he no longer has control. Paul DeYoung to the plate. DeYoung 2 for 3. And this is going to come off of Paul DeYoung's card. Let's see if Merriweather can get out of this situation. 2 on, nobody out. It's a 089 off of DeYoung's card. That's going to be a ground ball. A 130 will be a grounder to first base, so that's to Mervis. Mervis handles it, and let's see what happens on the play. Got runners at first and second. So we're looking here. 758. That's a 3-6 double play chance. We're looking at the first baseman's double play number. I think I've always been saying let's do it on the turn, but I think I'm supposed to be doing it on the guy who made the catch. Like, can he help start the double play? It's a little bit difficult to figure out sometimes. But 3-6 is Mervis. Mervis, his double play number is a 0. So that's where we're looking to see about turning the double play. It's here. Perfectly average at turning a double play. And a 479 will be here, and that is just safe at first. So they get the turn, but they can't get the throw across in time. Contreras goes to third on the fielder's choice. We're out here for out number 1. And 3-6 goes Paul DeYoung. Dylan Carlson to the plate. 1 out. We're going to play the infield in the 8th inning. So we have our infield in chart for any ground balls to the infield. Infield in. Dylan Carlson is a -1 against righties. Merriweather a -3 against lefties. Carlson a lefty switch hitter. So 1-6 for control. This comes off the pitcher card. 0.92. That's the exact thing that we're looking for. That's a ground ball. A 259. That'll be a ground ball to the second baseman. The play is made by Nico Horner. And now we got some excitement. We got the ground ball we needed. It is infield in. You can only say it can only be played with a runner at third and less than 2 outs, which is where we are. We have 1 out, runners at first and third. It's hit to the second baseman. You can see there's a chance to just put it in your back pocket. There's a chance for a throw to home that is not in time, and everybody's safe. There's a chance for a single into center field. And then all the rest of them are pretty good opportunities for the defense. It is a 136. 136 is going to be a 4-3 put out. So all he can do is make the throw over to first. So he stops it, knocks it down, but he's not going to be able to make the throw home. The tying run is going to score, and we're going to go 4-3 on the put out. So that runner is going to advance. This runner is going to come home, and Carlson makes the out, but he does get the RBI. Oh boy. All right. So tie ball game. Still got a runner at second base, and Tommy Edman to the plate. Edman is an 8. I'm sorry, Edman is a 1-8 for control. He gets control of the at-bat. 311 though against a righty is going to be a fly ball. This is hit out to 921, which is to Dansby Swanson at short. He's going to catch that pop-up for out number 3. But it is 1 out too late. So this is out number 2, out number 3. The Cardinals put 1 on the board in the 8th inning, and they have tied this ball game at 5. All right, that'll be the end of the line for Julian Merriweather. Pitched admirably, but he did give up the tying run. Just couldn't make the play. Got the ground ball, but couldn't make the play. At the plate, the only plate was at first base. And so sometimes works like that with the infield in, and that allows the run to score. All right, we're going to take Zach Thompson out. Zach Thompson has pitched very well for the Cardinals, but we'll save him for another day. New pitcher for the Cardinals is going to be Jordan Hicks. Hicks had a good year last year, a really good year. Against righties, he's a 272 FIP. Against lefties, 345. He's a -2 against right-handed batters and a 0 against lefty batters. He'll be facing off against 2 right-handers, Suzuki and Mancini, and then Matt Mervis. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Cubs looking to go ahead here and try to shut this one down in the 9th, but they're going to need a run. And Suzuki might be the man to do it. He's got a 2-run homer and a single. Against a righty, he's a +1, so he's going to be a 1-9 for control. He's got control. 468 is a strikeout, though, as Jordan Hicks blows it by him, and that's going to be out number 1. Trey Mancini to the plate. Mancini against righties is a -3. Or against this right-hander, he's a -3. So that means this comes off of the pitcher card. 763 against a right-hander is going to be a walk. So never what you're looking for. Brings up Matt Mervis to the plate. Mervis 1 for 3. He is a lefty, so that makes him a 1-9 against this pitcher. 803, that could be good things. 803 against a righty is going to be a walk. So back-to-back walks for Jordan Hicks. And now we have 2 on. His walk rate is 18% for lefties. Yeesh. All right, so Jordan Hicks against Patrick Wisdom, right-handed bat. Patrick Wisdom is 0 for 3, lined out to right in his last at-bat. He's a 1-7 for control, which he does get it. 108, though, is going to be a fly ball. That's a pop-up to short, and the shortstop is going to have that one. So that is a tough second out, a big one for Jordan Hicks, as he gets the pop-up to shortstop. We're going to have a mound visit. They're going to come out and talk about how to attack Yan Gomes. So that gives him a +1. Jordan Hicks against Yan Gomes. He's a 1-8 for control. The batter is. He gets it. Uh-oh. 953. Pazzow. Yan Gomes gets a hold of one. And that will be a line drive into right center field. Picked up by the center fielder. And that is a run-scoring double for Yan Gomes, who comes off the bench and provides the game, well, I guess the go-ahead RBI at this point. Wow, that's clutch. Yan Gomes with the double to right center field. I guess we should see if there's an error out there. No error on the play. Oh, wow. Okay, Nico Horner to the plate. The Cubs now lead at 6-5 on the Yan Gomes double, and Wrigley is rocking at this point. Could be more. 853. 853 is going to be a base hit. So Nico Horner with a ground ball up the middle. 47, no error on the play. So this is going to be a ground ball single up the middle. Gomes runs at a -1. And on a single up the middle, that really is the player's choice. With 2 outs, let's go ahead and try it. The center fielder is Dylan Carlson. He's a +1, so we're going to have to go off of the batter's speed here. Or the base runner's speed, so -1. So not a great opportunity here, but we're going to send him. He's going home. It's a 0-27, and he is gunned down at the plate. Yeesh. All right. So he gets thrown out trying to score. That's going to be a good throw, and that will be the end of the inning. But we do get an RBI double from Yan Gomes, and that's going to end our 8th inning with some excitement as Jordan Hicks gives up the go-ahead run. Nico Horner with the single up the middle. Dylan Carlson came in firing, and he gets Yan Gomes trying to score. All right, we're going to bring in a new pitcher for the Cubs. Let's get the closer in. All right, and we are all set for the 9th inning. The Cubs have a 6-5 lead. They're trying to hold it against this visiting St. Louis Cardinals offense. Albert Alzolay will come in, keep up with the Cubs. He has been the closer for their last year and this year, and he's going to come in and try to shut the door on the Cardinals. We'll get a pinch hitter for Andrew Kisner, the catcher. It'll be Jordan Walker coming off the bench. He was a rookie last year. 346 plate appearances against righties, 292 average, 745 OPS, and so maybe he can put a jolt into the ball. Also Tyler O'Neill on the bench, I think, and he's going off this year, but it wasn't the same kind of power numbers as this year. So let's see how this goes. Jordan Walker, he is a +1 against right-handed pitching, and Alzolay is a -2, so that makes it a 1-9 for Walker to get control, and he's got control. 8-15. This could be good things as he lands a base hit off of the pitcher Alzolay, and that is a line drive into right center field. It's the right fielder who winds up with it. That will be Seiya Suzuki, who's a 0. So base hit to right field. Walker runs at a 0. So that's going to be on the runner if he wanted to advance. I think we won't. I don't know if there's a better running option on there, so we're going to leave him in there. It'll be Lars Nootbaar, nobody out, 1 on, against Adbert. I'm going to say Albert a lot. Adbert Alzolay. Alzolay against lefties is particularly strong. Got a nice slide piece probably. So he's even Steven with Lars Nootbaar. Nootbaar gets control though. 770 against a righty is going to be another base hit. So back-to-back singles for the Cubs. I mean for the Cardinals, and this is not going the way the Cubs had hoped. This is a blooper down the right field line. Let's see. No error on the play. So blooper down the right field line. This guy runs at a 0. Will he go first to third? Yes, he will. So he's going to wind up at third base. And the Cubs are going to have to play the infield in again. Last time it did not work out for them. This time, let's see how it goes. So we got the infield in chart here, and if it is a ground ball, then that's what's going to happen. So first and third, nobody out. Alzolay against Paul Goldschmidt. Cardinals sitting pretty here. This is a 787, and 787 to Goldschmidt is another hit. 3 straight hits is going to give the Cardinals the tie. That's actually an infield single. Oh man. On top of that, so that is an infield single. He's going to score. He goes here, he goes here, and Goldschmidt with 3 hits. He's 3 for 5, and that gives St. Louis 6. That's a tie ball game, top of the 9th inning. Still nobody out. 2 on, playing the infield back now. Nolan Gorman to the plate. He's a 1-7 for control. So this goes off the pitcher card. 843, and they're getting about as bad a roll as you could possibly get. 843 is a hit. And 877 is real trouble as Gorman goes yard. Oh my gosh. He lifts it up high, and as a possibility. No, in Wrigley Field, you're not going to be You're not going to be stealing any home runs at Wrigley. So this is going to be a home run for Gorman, who lifts it high to Right center field, looking up at the wall, is Bellinger and Suzuki, and they can do nothing as it lands in the basket. And the Cardinals storm back in this one as they scored 4 in the top of the 9th inning so far. And that is going to end the day for Adbert Alzolay. Wow. Just wow. Okay, so we're going to get a new pitcher in as Gorman sneaks one into the basket in right center field. It is now 9-6 in favor of the Cardinals. All right, new pitcher for the Cubs is going to be Michael Fulmer. He replaces Adbert Alzolay. He recorded no outs, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, all earned, including the big 3-run homer to Nolan Gorman, who sneaks it out in right center field into the basket. And this one is out of hand, so 5-7, 9-6. And Michael Fulmer trying to come in and shut the gates here. Wilson Contreras, he's going to get control of this at bat, 279. And the good part is nobody's on base. So 279 is going to be a fly ball. That goes out to left field. 569 will be a good catch in left, and that will be out number 1. So 1 down, 4 already in the top of the 9th inning for St. Louis. What a comeback, as they've scored 7 in the last 4 innings. Brendan Donovan to the plate. Donovan is 2 for 3. Against lefties, Fulmer's okay. He's a -1, better than average. And so that's going to be a 1-11 for control on the batter. 736 is a hit by pitch. So Donovan steps into one, and he will go down to first. 1 out, 1 on for Paul DeYoung. DeYoung is 1 for 3 in the game. This will come off his bat. 989. Oh my gosh. These rolls are just ridiculous. This is going to come off DeYoung's bat. He lifts it high into the air. This goes just over the wall in left center field as he sneaks it into the basket in left field. And that will be a 2-run homer. Cubs relievers providing a little bit more heartburn than gas relief. And it is now 11-6. This comes off Fulmer's card. 269 against a lefty is going to be a fly ball. The fly ball goes out to right field, and in right field is who? Seiya Suzuki. He'll make the catch. It's just out number 2, and now the results are going to come off of the batter card. So Tommy Edman here. And 896, and they are not going to let up as Edman with a base hit. This one goes, it's a blooper into left center field, picked up by the left fielder. The left fielder is Happ. He's a 0. So we're going to hold there. Tommy Edman is now 1 for 4. That's his first hit of the day. Brings up Jordan Walker, who started this inning. He's going to get a second at bat as a pinch hitter. Pretty crazy. That doesn't happen very often. This comes off the pitcher card, or actually off the batter card, right? So 800 is another single. This one is a ground ball through the left side. Any error on the play? I don't even know if I should check. No error on the play, so that's a ground ball through the left side. And he's gets 2 at bats. Ground ball through the left side. This batter is this runner is gonna go here. And will Edman make it to third? He's a -1. That's a no. Okay, Fulmer's day is done. Let's get another pitcher in. Maybe somebody can get an out here. Right, and this is a tough day for old Rossi. 6 batters have come to, or 10 batters have come to the plate. Only 2 outs have been made. We have a 2-run homer, a 3-run homer, and 2 runners are currently on base. They're going to bring in Mark Leiter Jr. to face Lars Nootbaar. Even the pinch hitter Walker has gotten 2 at bats. He's 2 for 2, and he just came off the bench for 1 inning. Leiter's strong against lefty batters. He's a -6. So that makes it a 1-7 for control for Nootbaar. He gets that control. 140 is going to be a ground ball. That grounder goes to second base as he rolls over it, and play made by the second baseman. We have runners at first and second. It is a 677, and mercifully, that's a 4-6 put out as he flips it to the shortstop, Swanson. That's Horner Swanson. 4-6. And that's the 3rd out of the inning, but the Cardinals score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runs in the 9th. We need to get a new pitcher for the Cardinals as they all of a sudden lead 11-6. Giovanni Gallegos is our new pitcher. He'll be replacing Jordan Hicks. Hicks 1 inning pitched, 2 hits, 1 run. It was on the RBI double from Gomes, which at the time was the go-ahead run, and had the Cubs in good scoring position or good position, but he got thrown out at the plate, so that was only 1 run. He had 2 walks and a strikeout. Faced 6 batters. Gallegos is a -2 against righties, -1 against lefties. He can go 4 batters for his stamina. He'll be facing off against the heart of the order, though. That'll be Swanson, Happ, and Bellinger. Swanson, 1 for 3. He's got an RBI and a run scored. He's done basically everything you can do in a game. He will be a 1-9 for controls. This is off the pitcher card. 289 is going to be a fly ball. And that fly ball goes to left field. 069. The left fielder is Happ. And 069 is going to be a good catch out in left. I'm sorry, it's not Happ. It's Donovan. He's a -2. So 069 is still a good catch. All right, so that is a fly ball to left field. That's going to be out number 1. 1 down in the 9th. Cubs down by 5, 11-6. And they're going to need a miracle. Ian Happ coming to the plate. He's a lefty batter against the righty Gallegos. He'll be a 1-12 for control. So this comes off his card. 480 against a righty is a strikeout. So Gallegos gets the K for out number 2. Last hope for the Cubs in this one is going to be Cody Bellinger. Tall, slender left-hander. Standing there in his Cub pinstripes. Cubby faithful hoping, praying, not happy that this is how it's going down against their main rival. 16 will be off of Gallegos' card. A 0-16 is a ground ball. That goes to first base, 883. That will be a play made by the first baseman. Goldschmidt will call off the pitcher, take it to the bag himself. And that is the end of your ball game. 1-2-3 inning for Giovanni Gallegos. That is a 0 for the Cubs, and the Cubs dropped this one by a score of 11-6. Terrific game till the 9th inning. Man, everything just fell apart there. Let's come back with the totals, and we'll close this one out. All right, so totals in this one. St. Louis wins 11-6, 11 runs on 14 hits, no errors committed. For the Cubs, it was 6 runs on 10 hits and 1 error. They had their scoring chances, the Cubs did, but just couldn't bring them around to score. The win is going to go to Jordan Hicks, who came in for 1 inning in the 8th inning. He did give up a run, but he was there whenever St. Louis exploded for 6, as a little bit fortunate to be in the right place at the right time. Albert Alzolay was on the mound, which was the wrong place to be for him today. He gave up 4 hits and 4 runs and blew the lead. That is a blown save and a loss for him. Not better when they brought in Fulmer, who gave up 2 more runs, and they gave up 6 in the 9th to lose this one 11-6. So this is Precision Baseball. If you would like to try this game, you can get the files for free on the Facebook group for the Clark and Addison Gaming Company. Just go, if you're on Facebook, just go to Facebook and look up the group name, do a search for it, and you'll find it. Answer a few questions. It's a private group, so answer a few questions and we'll let you in and you can get those files. If you're not on Facebook and you still want to try the game and test it out, what I'm looking for is about 10 to 20 games for you to test it out and just kind of get into the flow of the game. Let me know, is there anything that should be changed or made different, or some additions that can be made to the game? Anything interesting that we could add to the game? We've had suggestions for weather effects and park effects, so I have to figure out how to kind of work those in. Maybe we can work those into the work those in somehow. Not exactly sure how those will be worked into the game, but got to put my head to that. If you like what we're doing here on this YouTube channel, you can subscribe. Just click that little subscribe button. It'll give you notifications whenever I put new videos up, which you can see this week, several videos. So lots of content coming out, and always, I'm always playing something, testing something, trying something. So if you're interested in cards and dice games, that's what we do. I don't have any digital games yet. So cards and dice is where it's at here. And if you want to check out the rest of our games, go to ClarkandAddisonGaming.com. We got a free section where you can download some free demos. We have also some just free resources that you can use, not just with my games, but with other baseball or football games as well. And got a couple of football cards and dice games, a couple of baseball games. I'm hosting a football and a baseball game for another designer, so you can check that out. Those are like total quick play kind of games. And a basketball game called Up-Tempo Basketball. So lots of things to see there, lots of things to check out. And with Precision Baseball, it's coming along. This is kind of where my headspace is right now. It's baseball season, so I'm really enjoying kind of working through these games. This is from 2023. And as you can see, almost every video I come back with something new that I've made or added to the game, or something I'm massaging to try to make better. So the game is definitely in development, and you'll continue to see changes as we go along. I have kind of a strategies chart with bunting and hit and run if you want to do any of those things. It's kind of basic, but those things aren't really done a lot these days. So to me, it's not as important now as if it was a classic season or something like that. So, yeah, I think everything worked well. The new infield in chart worked well, so I'm happy with that. And I think that those sort of the base pieces of the game are in a really good place. I feel like the cards are in a really good place. We have all the information that we need to play the game. And you can let me know if there's something that you see, if you're watching these videos, that's glaringly missing. So let me know that in the comments. I'm happy to have comments. I reply to them very quickly, usually within an hour or two. And same thing with emails. If you want to email me anything, you can send it to Clark and Addison Gaming, clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com. clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com. And again, that website is clarkandaddisongaming.com. So you can check everything out there that we have on the website. This website is easy to use, digital payments only. You get everything is PDF, so you get instant downloads. You can play these games on your computer or without having to digitize everything, or you can print them out which is what I do with these cards. As I'm testing, I don't print them on cardstock, but you can, and I don't have a printout here, but basically the cards, you can see them. They come 3 across and 3 down. So this is how you're going to get the cards. So you can see everything fits neatly into a portrait, excuse me, a portrait orientation. You have 1 cut, 2 cuts, 3 cuts, 4 cuts, and you're good to go. So I've tried to make these as easy to use as possible. So whenever I did my cutting, it took 3 minutes, 5, I don't know, 3 minutes to cut the cards. Maybe 10 minutes to separate the cards and like get them into what they needed to be. So you can check that out. And if you join the Facebook group, you get the files. You email me, I'll send you the files. And when you get those files, you'll get 8 teams. So starting at the letter A, so Arizona, and going all the way down to Cleveland. So you'll get these Cubs, Chicago White Sox, Baltimore, Atlanta, Arizona, Cleveland, and Boston, I believe, are all the teams that you're going to get. So you're going to get some American League, some National League, some good, some bad, some in the middle. So hopefully that's a really good like sort of spectrum to be able to try the games out. This one was great until the 9th inning when they just couldn't stop giving up hits. So let's see how game 2 goes. St. Louis at Chicago, a good one at Wrigley Field, and St. Louis wins game 1, 11-6. Let's see if Chicago can come back in game 2 and even it up, and that will be the next video that I post. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Super easy way to support what I'm doing here at the Clark Addison Gaming Company and on this YouTube channel. We're up to over 150 subscribers, which is awesome. So if you haven't subscribed, but you keep coming back, just go ahead and subscribe. It makes everything better, and make sure that our videos go out to more and more people, and more people can see what is going on here. I'll be playing, maybe when I finish this up, I'll try and get out in and play a few more of the different games that are at the Clark Addison Gaming Company. And we have several, different types of games, whether it's quick play baseball. I have a bunch of games I kind of have on the side as well. Somebody asked me about the golf game that I had, which is really unique. And I don't have any plans necessarily for that. It's kind of been put on the back burner. But really, it feels like it's there. There might be some rough spots here and there, things that I've learned along the way that maybe I can add in, but it's really just creating more golfers with more statistics and I don't know, and more courses. I have a couple of courses there, or maybe just one. I did a Georgia course and something else. Maybe I was in the middle of starting one, but plans to do more courses. And it's kind of a cool, unique game. Kind of feels like a video game in a little bit, but it uses 2d6 dice and kind of an interesting way. Thinking about the different shots all throughout the hole. So maybe one day get back on that and see how we can make improvements to that. I know that is out there for testing. So I have one course out there that you could download and test that. If you have questions about the golf game or you're interested, you can just email me, clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com, and I'll send you the link to that. That's on my GitHub account. And so you can download that for free and play that out. And it's a fun game. It's actually quite fun and quite interesting. It's just not been first up on my radar. Golf games don't do that well in the market. It's kind of a small market for golf games compared to baseball games. So I want to put some time and energy to this game while I have it. I think that's it from here. Appreciate your support, your listening to my rambling, paying attention to these games. Hopefully we can, don't call it a comeback. C&D games are getting hot, and continue to share, continue to play. If you download the files and you want to play them online and share them with others, totally do it. It's not a secret. So the more that people know about it, the better off we go. If you want to post to a forum, if you want to do whatever, you just let me know. Just don't post the files themselves. Make people go to the Facebook group or email me. That way I can keep a little bit of control over who is, just kind of know who is testing the game and who's not, because it's not in production yet. So just let me know. And I'll send you all these files and we'll send you all the teams, and you'll be able to do that. You just need 3 D10 dice, different colors, and a D20. If you don't have a D20, you could use 2 D10s to come up with that number as well. So however you need to do that with your dice. But a lot of games, you're already going to have a D20 and you're going to have some D10 dice. So the name of the game is Precision Baseball, and we're hoping to be as precise as possible about each of the different types of plays that are available in a baseball game. All right, I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.